Let's get to the movie a little bit. How did you get involved with Roger and Me? How were you drawn into that?
Well, I guess from day one, you know, when Mike was considering the idea, you know, we talked often on the phone, and you know, and I'd tell him what I was up to, and he'd tell me what he was up to. And there was a point where he was off from Mother Jones for a long time, and rather bored and depressed, and it said he was making a movie, and you know, I sort of cocked my head and said, yeah, you know, and I'm going to scale, you know, Mount Everest. And so it went on, and he did start filming stuff around Flint and stuff, and asked for, you know, my activity in the film, and we filmed several segments in front of the shop. We had the band that I play in that does the so-called shop opera perform Rat Like Me for the movie. That didn't make it in there. Doggone it, that's the one thing we really wanted in there too. It would have been great. But we did a lot of filming, and it just so happened the only piece of filming that showed up was the part that was in the film, where I talk about, and it is a very honest part of the movie, where I talk about the advent of my panic attacks and nervous breakdowns at GM, which happened in my 10th year at GM. And so you know, I've seen the movie a few times, and you know, I sort of wince every time I see it. But then again, you know, I'm not ashamed of anything in there. And at first, I thought, you know, I asked Mike. I said, "Now, why did you have to include this?" You had hours of footage of me telling hilarious stories about the Hogjaw and the Steering Gear Man and Mussolini and Boss Hoss, you know. And you had to put this in here where I'm standing in front of a mental health clinic whining about how I had a nervous breakdown. But I see now how it's effective in the movie. Some of the facts are a little jumbled, but my portion of the story is true.